It's so sad that Mike Tyson has got to do this fight. This is what I wrote on Instagram, and someone commented saying he doesn't have to do it, he's choosing to do it. And then I thought, you're right, he is choosing to do it, but why is he choosing to do it? Well, he's doing it for one reason and one reason only, and that is the money.
Mike Tyson has just humiliated Evander Holyfield for his insane prediction about Tyson's upcoming bout with Jake Paul. On the other hand, despite facing scrutiny over the significant age difference, Jake Paul remains undeterred and focused on the task at hand. Moreover, he skillfully jabbed at Tyson. So, Paul recently shared a couple of images of the duo from their promotional video, alongside a caption that read, "The greatest heavyweight boxer on the planet and Mike Tyson." Paul's antics were aimed squarely at Tyson, despite the fact that the latter wasn't even a heavyweight boxer. However, Paul's efforts didn't go to waste, as he successfully provoked the reaction he sought. Not long after, Iron Mike stumbled upon the post, sparking memories for Paul of the apprehension his adversaries experienced prior to stepping into the ring with him. He said, "Everyone has a plan until I punch them in the mouth." The fierce reaction triggered a frenzy among Tyson's loyal supporters, causing a commotion in the comment section. One fan said, "Bro, really going up against his grandfather?" Another fan expressed, "It's a lose-lose for Jake. He KOs Mike and people say it's rigged, or that he knocked out a 60-years-old man, or he gets KO'd by Mike and he got knocked out by a 60-years-old retired boxer." While the boxer may be revered like a deity within the realm of boxing, it remains crucial to acknowledge Paul's track record of conquering seasoned adversaries in previous bouts. This fan said, "You woke the god of war. Time to bring the heat, baby." That being stated, it's evident that regardless of Tyson's advancing years, supporters are firmly behind him for the impending bout. Indeed, a well-placed blow at the opportune moment could spell the end of Paul's career altogether. However, the age chasm has become a major talking point within the boxing community, drawing concerns from both fans and retired athletes alike. Michael Bisping has recently aired his views on the upcoming bout via his YouTube platform.
Knock out Jake Paul, 100%. He's got the power to knock out Jake Paul, but how long can he sustain that kind of attack? That's the real question, and we just don't know. We just don't know. 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Hey, who knows? Maybe he can go the distance.
Bisping emphasized the significant repercussions Tyson might encounter, even in the event of a knockout victory against Jake Paul. He said, "Dethrone him and be the first person to beat him and do it at 58 years old. It's a challenge for Mike Tyson. Even though the doctors are saying, listen, you could potentially die, okay? You're gonna have brain damage if he takes some heavy shots at that age." In addition, Bisping feels Tyson can knock out Paul, however not without facing dire consequences himself. He added, "Tyson doesn't care though, because of course he's been taking risks his entire life. But could he knock out Jake Paul? 100%. He's got the power to knock out Jake Paul, but how long can he sustain that kind of attack?" This is the real concern that the former middleweight champion posed to his viewers. What's driving Mike Tyson to step into the ring at this stage of his life? Various sources indicate that Iron Mike stands to earn close to $20 million from the bout. Could it be purely financial motivation propelling this legendary boxer back into action? Michael Bisping weighs in on the matter too.
The money, and I'm sure he doesn't, although whatever he's going to get paid, I'm sure that doesn't hurt either. So it certainly will be a little bit of a motivating factor. He wouldn't do it for free, that's for sure.
Despite being 57 years old, Tyson courageously wants to step into the ring against Paul. The question lingers. Why would he undertake such a risky endeavor? Bisping sheds light on the matter, suggesting that even in victory, the seasoned athlete jeopardizes his well-being by agreeing to spar with a much younger opponent. Bisping said, "I think Mike Tyson's doing this because he misses the thrill of it. When you are away from combat sports for so long, you know what I mean. It's still in you. Still got that old dog deep inside, and he wants to go out and remind the world." Bisping acknowledged that Iron Mike wasn't stepping into the ring for charity, affirming that the earnings from this bout were more than sufficient for the legendary boxer. However, financial gain wasn't the primary motivation behind his decision to accept the fight.
This is a challenge, it's something to get in shape for, and it's an exciting venture. It really is, and he gets a chance to go out there, this kid that's got all the hype in Jake Paul, dethrone him, be the first person to beat him, and do it at 58 years old.
Supporters argue that Jake ought to engage in bouts against contemporary cruiserweight challengers instead of consistently opting for matchups against retired veterans such as 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and Bernard Hopkins expresses his disapproval of the upcoming Paul versus Tyson match. Hopkins believes the bout tarnishes the legacy of the legendary Iron Mike, as reported by Boxing News 24. Bernard Hopkins to Fight Hub TV. "I I don't like it. I look at Mike differently in a way of my era, like how people looked at Muhammad Ali. It's undeniable that Jake is strategically arranging matches with older fighters to rake in some cash, leveraging his massive Instagram following of 26 million to promote these spectacle bouts. Instead of facing opponents his own age in the cruiserweight division, he opts for these circus fights, knowing full well that his devoted social media fan base will eagerly fork over their money for the show. Hopkins said, I looked at Ali differently too, and Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't like it. I think it's become more of a sideshow with maybe some sweat, maybe some blood if we're lucky. I won't watch it. Nah. Hopkins aptly encapsulates the essence of the Paul versus Tyson bout, deeming it a mere sideshow. Given the substantial sum Jake stands to gain from this match, he appears unfazed by the criticism pouring in from fans. It's lamentable to witness Jake exploiting the legacy of a revered figure like Tyson for his own gain. Hopkins added, I can watch two turtles racing and it would be more exciting. It's how I look at Mike Tyson, and I shared not only the ring with Mike Tyson a few times, but the era, a little tip of the era. The duo of combatants has also exchanged numerous verbal jabs, each adamantly claiming supremacy and vowing to emerge victorious when the final bell tolls. While the lively exchanges on social media are certainly drumming up excitement for the event, Ricky Hatton, the esteemed British boxing icon, would rather steer clear of such theatrics. Hatton told Instant Withdrawal Casinos, I get the pushing and the shoving and the name-calling and holding each other back, but some of the great champions of old will be turning in the grave watching that crap, to be honest with you. Hatton further added that he would be turning in his grave while watching it himself, but he acknowledged that he is aware this is the current state of the world. He said, I'll be turning in my grave and watching it myself, but I've got my eyes open in the sense that this is the world that we're in now. Although Hatton acknowledges the importance of leveraging social media for fight promotion in today's era, he firmly contends that YouTubers and professional boxers should adhere to their respective domains. He said, we're in the entertainment business. YouTubers against MMA and MMA against boxers. I think that world can exist. As long as fights like Garcia, Crawford, and Spence, Fury, and Usyk happen. As long as those fights are made, they can stay in their world and we'll stay in our world. Furthermore, Hatton mentioned that both traditional and contemporary forms of entertainment can coexist. However, he suggested that there should be a distinction between their domain and the traditional boxing world. Hatton said, both can exist. I'm not turning around and saying, oh, this is a joke. We're in the entertainment world. That's the reason why they YouTubers have the following, because people want to see it. But let them have their world and we'll have our world. On the other hand, the enigmatic phenomenon known as the Drake curse has transcended mere legend to manifest as a palpable specter in the world of sports. Its mechanism is deceptively straightforward. Whenever Drake places his bets on a particular athlete or team, an unexpected downfall often befalls them. Interestingly, Jake Paul found himself entangled in this web of misfortune too, having tasted defeat against Tommy Fury the previous year. Reflecting on this pattern, Paul decided to reach out to Drake with a special request, hoping to reverse the tide of luck.
Bet on him.
The Drake curse.
Yeah, I think you should tell Drake to bet on Mike this fight.
When Drake finally bet on me against Tommy Fury, I lost as well. I feel like it's actually a real
That
thing.
shit is very real.
Jake Paul was candid about his feelings regarding Drake betting on him, noting that when Drake did bet on him for the Tommy Fury fight, he ended up losing, which led him to believe in the possibility of a real curse. Agreeing with the notion, Paul even went so far as to request Drake to bet on Mike Tyson for their upcoming fight as a kind of reverse psychology, expressing his gratitude in advance. His friend echoed the sentiment by also thanking Drake ahead of time.
Bro.
I think it kind of is. Drake, please bet on Mike for this fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Drake. Thank you in advance.
Jake Paul believes it's crucial to stack the odds in his favor when facing off against Mike Tyson. Yet, there's a twist in the tale. Drake, known for his friendly ties with Tyson, might just lend his support to the boxing legend in this bout. However, Judah Leerdam, the Dutch speed skater and partner of Jake Paul, couldn't suppress her concern, echoing the fears shared by many. Leerdam quizzed her boyfriend, what if he knocks you out? Like, is that your last fight? While Paul remained optimistic, his friends seized the moment to probe his girlfriend about her emotions, regarding the possibility of Paul being knocked out by Tyson in their forthcoming match. Building on the inquiry, Jake Paul himself inquired, would you cry? Leerdam replied, yeah, definitely, but also because I just feel bad and I just hope you're okay. Nevertheless, Jake Paul remains skeptical about the possibility, largely attributing it to his consistent activity compared to Mike Tyson, especially since his exhibition match in 2020. So, Paul stated, no, I'm too sharp and fast. I think just being active and being the man in the arena for years and years now. Like, I don't even get nervous. The nerves nerves are not even there anymore. Leerdam maintains a strong conviction that Tyson poses a formidable challenge for her partner, surpassing many of his past opponents in toughness. Simultaneously, she marvels at Paul's remarkable accomplishments in the boxing arena, considering the relatively brief duration of his involvement in the sport. Leerdam coined Mike Tyson as the most formidable adversary in Jake Paul's journey so far. She delved into her observations of Tyson's training footage, expressing astonishment at his enduring power, despite being 57 years old. She stated, "He's a little bit older now, but if you've ever been able to do that, you still like your body to remember that, like he has that power." Leerdam did, however, also give her lover props at the same moment. She said, "Jake has been doing this for like only a few years. So if someone like started a few years ago with speed skating, they couldn't even participate in the world championships. Like that's not even possible. So what Jake is doing is already crazy." Paul flushed a little upon hearing this, so it seems to be hitting the mark. Immediately, Jake Paul expressed his heartfelt gratitude to her, showering her with declarations of his affection. Consequently, their bond endures regardless of Jake Paul's outcome versus Mike Tyson. Alternatively, the verbal confrontation between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has escalated dramatically. Paul recently took a sharp jab at Tyson through social media by unveiling a facial tattoo on Instagram that closely resembles Tyson's iconic design, but it was Paul's subsequent action that truly delivered the decisive blow. The scenario unfolded to expose a man with a significant part of his ear missing, quickly followed by Jake Paul, who was teasingly holding a pretend ear between his teeth. This humorous reference to Mike Tyson's infamous 1997 match disqualification against Evander Holyfield resonated significantly. Although Tyson might have dismissed it, Holyfield took note and had a clever retort ready for Jake Paul. Nearly 30 years ago, the boxing community experienced a moment of sheer astonishment that came to be known as the bite fight. Tyson's anger overwhelmed his strategic thinking, leading to his infamous disqualification after he bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear. This event later became the target of jokes by Jake Paul, but Holyfield was quick to respond to Paul's ridicule of the ear-biting episode.
Keep my ear out your mouth. Now that's the real deal.
The video doesn't end there. It gets more interesting as it features a cameo of Jake Paul's rival, Hasim Rahman Jr. Rahman Jr. nods his head and says, "Now that's a real deal." Jake Paul has stumbled upon another adversary in the midst of his ongoing feud with Iron Mike Tyson. Nevertheless, apprehensions persist regarding Paul's decision to confront a retired boxer of 57 years. On the other hand, rumors emerged last year that we might see a possible third fight between Tyson and Holyfield. Talking about it, Holyfield said, "Well, if we do find, my whole thing is, it's not all about me, it's about both of us. We do it, make some money that we probably wouldn't be able to make. So the big thing is finding something that we both can do, that we understand that it's not a fight." Despite the potential for a profitable encounter, Holyfield has made it clear that he is not interested in a genuine bout with his former rival. He stressed the significance of arranging a mutually advantageous event. He added, "It's showing some kind skills, but it's not a real fight. We're not trying to kill each other." Even after a recent setback, Holyfield continues to support the idea of exhibition matches, emphasizing their role in promoting physical fitness and offering entertainment to fans. He explained, "Well, exhibitions are showing that you took care of your body and you're still entertaining. But it's not supposed to be real, it's supposed to be a point of just having fun." Meanwhile, when queried about the strongest puncher he had faced, Tyson responded by naming Evander Holyfield. He characterized Holyfield's punches as tremendous, delivered with both hands and filled with bad intentions. Tyson replied, "Evander Holyfield. He threw terrific shots with both hands and with bad intentions." Tyson further praised Holyfield, describing him as a great champion and acknowledging that he possessed all the necessary qualities. Now coming back to his fight with Jake Paul, Rob Van Dam recently shared his anticipation for the impending bout and delved into why he finds it so intriguing. He said, "The whole concept is intriguing and exciting. The feedback has really pulled me into it because it's almost like politics, where the people seem so split and everyone is so positive that they're right." He compared the public's split opinions to political debates, noting that people are deeply entrenched in their beliefs about the matchup. Van Dam mentioned he has encountered varied reactions, from skepticism regarding the choice to fight a 60-year-old retired boxer to outright support for Tyson, underscoring the confidence many have in Tyson's enduring abilities. He added, "I've seen so many comments about, man, he's going to fight a 60-year-old man? Wait, he's saying he wants to be a serious boxer, and he's going after a retired 60-year-old? No one's going to take him seriously. Come on, dude." According to Van Dam, the range of opinions and the intensity of the debate have significantly contributed to his interest in the event. He added, side. And there's the other ones like, nah, Tyson is going to hurt him no matter what. That's Mike Tyson. Both sides, like I said, are just like politics. As you can see, the bout between Tyson and Paul has faced extensive backlash from both fans and critics within the combat sports community. Tyson Fury 2 has resounded with a similar outlook, delivering an unexpected forecast. The Gypsy King has voiced his backing for Tyson's comeback to the sport, deeming his bout against Paul as a closely contested matchup.
You know, I think it's fantastic for boxing. You know, you've got a legend in Mike Tyson. You've got a YouTube boxer who's come into the game and blew it up, and he's got millions of followers and millions of views and millions of eyes, good, bad or indifferent. Some people love him, some people hate him. So I think it's a really good spectacle for boxing. It brings a lot of people to the game.
Tyson Fury highlighted the contrasting figures involved. Mike Tyson, a legendary figure in the sport, and Jake Paul, who, despite being known primarily as a YouTuber, has significantly impacted boxing by bringing in a vast audience. Fury pointed out that regardless of the mixed opinions about Paul, the event is beneficial as it attracts considerable attention to the sport, thereby introducing many new fans to boxing.
Bit of game. And listen, who am I to say, oh, Mike Tyson shouldn't be boxing or Jake Paul shouldn't be boxing? Good luck to them. They're both going to make what I call a ton of money out of it. So isn't that what it's about?
Yeah, 80,000 fans. I mean, what a spectacle it'll be.
Yeah, I've been to that stadium when Billy Joe fought Canelo. It's a great stadium. It'd be fantastic for the guys. Both getting paid, both going to put on a show. I just don't know what's not to like.
Fury continued, adopting a non-judgmental stance towards the participants of the match, questioning who he was to criticize Mike Tyson or Jake Paul for boxing. He wished them luck, pointing out that they were set to earn a substantial amount of money from the event.
Oh, okay, the guy's 57 years old, but he's a former undisputed world heavyweight king, and one guy plays computers for a living, and he's come to boxing about a year ago, so pretty even man.
He mentioned that the fight would take place at a renowned venue, specifically the AT&T Stadium, known as the home of the Dallas Cowboys, hinting at the grand scale of the event. Fury highlighted the benefits for both fighters, who would not only be compensated handsomely, but also provide entertainment. He expressed his inability to find any negative aspects, suggesting that the event was something to look forward to for fans and participants alike.
Listen, from being a kid on the Disney Channel to fighting Mike Tyson, who wouldn't want to do that?
Fair enough.
You know.
Despite these differences, Fury suggested that the matchup seems relatively balanced in terms of public interest and spectacle. Despite acknowledging the criticism from some quarters labeling the event as lacking in quality, Fury speculated that the very same critics would likely still tune in to watch the fight. He ended by questioning who wouldn't be intrigued by such an unusual and high-profile matchup. While seasoned professionals and boxing analysts employ various criteria to forecast a victor, fan sentiment is influenced not only by emotional connections, but also by strategic analysis. According to a forecast by Bet Online, enthusiasts from 8 U.S. states have placed their bets on the problem child. Curious about which states these might be? Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com took to his X to inform fans of the current state of affairs in each state before the much-anticipated fight. He wrote, per Bet Online, only 8 states think that Jake Paul will beat Mike Tyson. Specifically, the 8 states in question include Oregon, North Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, Ohio, West Virginia, New Hampshire, and New Jersey. The remaining 42 states naturally sided with Mike Tyson. Yet, what of their respective origins? But what about the unique beginnings of each of these states? Even though the initial odds were set early on, they've remained relatively stable. According to Forbes, Bovada currently favors Paul at minus 225, while Tyson trails at plus 170. However, with the fight still 3 months away, these figures might fluctuate closer to the event. Interestingly, the boxing community's sentiments often diverge from these initial predictions. Even Oscar de la Hoya thinks Tyson still has deadly power in his punches. He told ES News, Tyson still has the punching power. The last thing to go till you're in your grave, basically. Yeah, Tyson catches him with a good one. It's obviously lights out for Jake Paul. Amid the cacophony of opinions, one thing remains clear. The world will be watching, each with their own hopes, fears, and expectations for what is undeniably more than just a fight. It's a moment in history. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.